Hey, thanks for tuning in for football and wine and food predictions. Now, I want to just gloat that I got it right last week when I said that the Eagles would win, even though the Green Bay Packers were the favorite. However, that game was terrible. I'm not trying to see a game that's 0-0 going into halftime unless I'm watching football. And even then, I'm not super into that. Okay, but today's game, sadly, is not much better. We're gonna see the 2-7 New York Jets playing the 8-2 New England Patriots. Now, the Jets are coming off of a win. They just beat Cincinnati, and their other win was against Cleveland. So they really have the state of Ohio's number. But the Patriots are coming off of a 7-game winning streak. So I kind of think that's going to outweigh it. Not to mention, the Patriots are number one in the AFC East, even though everybody, myself included, thought that this would be a position that the Buffalo Bills would be holding. But they are 2 games ahead of the Buffalo Bills. The fact of the matter is the Jets have 0 interceptions, all right? Their defense has 0 interceptions, and they traded away 2 of their star players for prospects. They got rid of cornerback Sauce Gardner and defensive tackle Quinnen Williams. Now, on the other side of the ball, we're talking about Drake May with his 2,200 yards and 1 interception for the entire season, and Stephon Diggs, who is just making receiving look like it's a child's game. So this is a no-brainer. I'm taking the Patriots. If something crazy happens, we will be talking about it next week. I'll be very surprised. So to go with the game that's not going to be great, I'm having a bottle of wine that a friend of mine had sent to my house, and that was about 3 years ago, and he never came to pick them up. So what that means is that this bottle of wine is mine. So the wine that I'm having today is Stag Leap The Leap from 2017. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley. This is technically a blend because it's only 95% Cabernet Sauvignon and 5% Malbec. Now, that is allowed within the rules for wine in the state of California. You can go all the way down to 85% of the singular grape, and then the remaining 15% can be whatever blending agents you want, and you do not have to list it as a blend. But this one, I'm glad that I was able to find out that it was an additional 5% of Malbec because it has some Malbec qualities about it. Now, I haven't had this bottle of wine. When I received this wine, there were 6 bottles and I opened one immediately. But that was a couple of years ago, so I could not remember what my experience was with this wine. So I was excited to have it again, especially because this wine is grossly overpriced. I had to say to you that my friend that sent the wine is a member of the wine club, and so this bottle is $92. But if you are not a member of the wine club, this bottle is $115. And to be honest, it's not worth it, all right? I already had it. I mean, it's enjoyable. Don't get me wrong. It's an enjoyable bottle of wine, but at $115, I think I'd rather spend that money on a great bottle of champagne instead. All right, let's get into the wine. The wine has a beautiful, gorgeous dark color. You know, this wine spent 20 months in French oak, just kind of sitting there getting old. And as luck would have it, this wine is already getting old because it's 8 years old right now. When you look on the edges, you're going to see kind of a brown purple color right there. On the nose, it smells really green to me, which I thought was very surprising. I was not expecting that at all. But I know that forest floor can be a scent that you can get with Cabernet Sauvignon. It also smells like dark chocolate and coffee. All right. On the tongue, we're getting that dark chocolate, some black pepper, a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg because there's some baking spices in there. This wine is, you know, high tannin, so it has a long finish and it's very drying in my mouth. Now, like I said, it's enjoyable, and this wine would be amazing with a cassolette. And if you do not know what cassolette is, it is a French stew that has sausage and beans and traditionally rabbit, but more commonly now, chicken. I'm not making that. Okay, I don't have time for that. I didn't think about that. I'm actually going to be pairing it with some chili because red wine is so great when you are making chili, and this is a nice flavor to add to the chili. So that's what I'll be doing when I'm having this little chili and cornbread, you know, because it's raining here and it just feels right. All right. let's rewind and talk about everything. Go ahead and take the Patriots today. There's no, I mean, unless the earth collapses, there's no reason why they should not win. And if you feel like treating yourself or somebody else is willing to pay for it, like in my case, go ahead and get this bottle of Stag Leap's The Leap from 2017 from Napa Valley. Cheers.